Good morning. Welcome to Wandering Drew. I am Drew. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this video. In this video, which I'm taking this fine morning, I'm about a week out from my AT 2024 through hike attempt. Still hasn't sunk in since I announced it, and I've been talking about it, but it's getting real. I got about a week to go, less than a week now, until I hit the trail. So it's getting pretty real. I've been working on my mental head game, which I think is the most important aspect. So I thought I need to get all my gear together. I've had all my gear put in like a bin, but I have a lot of stuff, and I had to finally weed through, decide what I'm actually taking, what I'm not, what's making the cut, what's not making the cut. And I also packed everything up to see how it would go to ship it. And I realized I've got a lot of stuff. I think I may be taking too much in certain areas, but this is going to be February in Georgia in the mountains. You need to be prepared for good weather that could get really cold, especially when I go into the Smokies. So I am taking some stuff that is heavier and bulkier than I would like to. But I spread everything out. It's the first time I've done that. And I thought it would be a good time for me to go through it. And this is for me as much as it is for you, the viewer. Excuse me. Because it allows me to see everything, touch it, decide whether I'm bringing too much and if there's something I need to maybe leave out. And I know there probably is stuff that I could take or stuff that I probably shouldn't take, but this is kind of what I'm going with. So let me show you all the gear laid out, and it does look like a lot of stuff. So as you can see, this is an area I've just cleared away on my patio. Here's my feet. That's all the gear spread out. Everything here will be fitting in my pack and traveling with me to the trail. The first item I'm going to discuss is because I'm going to use it to film the rest of it. Beside my camera, which is my phone, I have a Samsung S24 phone which just came out a couple of weeks ago. I decided to upgrade, so I make sure I have a very good battery and a lot of storage space to store videos, pictures, things like that. This is the pocket tripod. This is the twin of the one that I lost in Cave Springs, Georgia, when I was there for the Pinhoti. I'm going to take it with me. It only weighs 11 grams. That's the only reason why it's coming. I'm hoping that this is not a waste of my 11 grams, but if I really don't like it or I lose it again, so be it. I haven't decided yet if I'm a fan of it. I probably need to watch the video again and tweak it, because with the new phone, there's a new case, and the new case is slimmer than the old case, so the tripod isn't really grabbing the phone as good as it could. I'll probably have to watch the video again. Anyway, I'm going to go through my gear. I'm going to put a link in the notes below to Lighter Pack, which is, if you're not aware of it, it's a website where you can list your gear along with the weights, and it breaks it down. And if you go there, you will see basically this, which is a list. It's 3 pages long of all my gear and how much it weighs. I took time to weigh everything and enter it so that you can have an accurate list. And this helps me realize what my base weight and how much I'm carrying and where the heavy things are in items. So first thing I'm going to do is go with the clothes that I'm going to be wearing, or that I'm planning on wearing on this hike to start with. And I'm trying not to bring extra clothes. I don't believe I brought duplicates of anything. So that's one way to keep yourself lighter. Also, I purchased a new program to edit my videos. I'll be doing it on the phone, so I want to get used to that before I go out on the trail. I'm behind the power curve on that. So I decided to take boots to start the trail with, because I feel I need them for the weather, the snow, the ice, and possibly cold rain. So I decided to bring boots to start with for warmth and protection of my feet. And I'll be bringing my Salomon boots. I have these, they have a couple of miles on them. I haven't worn them very much, so I'm going to wear them. When I decide to get rid of these, when they're worn out, I'll probably just throw them away, actually. I don't know if I'll ship them back home. They're pretty heavy compared to trail runners, which is what I usually wear. And when I get to probably Virginia or so, I will switch over to hopefully trail runners, which are about 1/3 the weight. So, but I'm just worried about the cold, freezing weather and keeping my feet warm and comfortable. So, with those, I have Injinji socks. I like the Injinji socks because I like each toe to be wrapped and protected. Since I started wearing Injinji socks, I have had one blister, but I believe it was caused by my shoe and not by the socks. I had a piece of the shoe that was rubbing on the top of my toe, and I got a blister. Other than that, for about 2 years now, a little over 2 years, I've been virtually blister-free, and I like Injinji socks, so I go with the merino wool as well. Keep you warm when they get wet. I'm going to be bringing one of my Wandering Through Ocean to Lakes Trail shirts to hike in, bright orange for visibility, and just, I have it already, I might as well use it. This is a pair of pants. They're a Cool brand, similar to ones that I used and I threw away when I was in Scotland because they got a hole. So I've replaced them, and this is what I'll be wearing. And I've worn them before and I like them. Ex officio pair of underwear. Also, I need a belt because once I start hiking, I know I'll lose weight. The pants will not fit very well. They'll usually fall off. Once I hike like a day or two, they usually, pants are just good, and then after that, they begin to get loose on me as I lose some of my excess weight that I'm carrying around the middle. This is just a web belt. It's pretty lightweight. The one I had before weighs like 3 times this amount because I had a huge belt buckle. I really like the adjustability of that. The simplicity, you don't have holes. Patagonia R1 fleece pullover in black, and it's pretty warm. I've used this down to like the 40s and 50s and been comfortable just in this. So that's one of the reasons why I'm taking it. The thing I don't like about it is it's extremely heavy. That's one of its downsides, but I'm going to bring it with me because I think I'd rather carry a little extra weight. Not really, but if it means being comfortable and warm during the cold weather, and that allows me or enables me to stay out there and hike, then it's worth it. So I'll bring this with me, and it may eventually go home once I reach warmer weather. I'm not sure about that. We'll see. So that's the gear that I'll be carrying on my body by wearing it to start with. Largest item that carries everything else and helps make this all possible is your pack. And I have a Z-Packs pack, the same pack you've seen me, if you watched before, that I've always used for the past 2.5 years. I like it. It is just a big sack. Doesn't have any frame really. It has a couple of stays that give it some rigidity, but the items inside help it keep its shape. I like it because it's 100% waterproof. You don't have to worry about a rain cover. I know they say it's not waterproof, but it's waterproof. For my purposes, it is. I don't have to worry about a rain cover. I don't have to worry about water intrusion, although I do plan for it, but it's just one less thing to worry about. I do wish at times it had a couple more pockets just to compartmentalize stuff, but more pockets mean more weight. So this is designed to be lightweight, and it's generally very comfortable to wear. I have put on extra padding in the past just because I had some rubbing with the shoulder because with the original straps, and that seems to be good. I do have 2 hip pockets that I keep my stuff in. I have added a water bottle pocket on the front so I can put my water bottle here so I can reach it easier. And the only other thing I have on here is a little hand towel that I use for like everything: blowing my nose, wiping my hands, wiping sweat off, cleaning my tent stakes. That's it. So that's that. Inside the bag will be a bag liner, and this is a Z-Packs shipping bag. So actually, when I head out there, the bag will go inside here, and this is how I mailed it or used to travel with it. However, with all my gear, I think it's going to be too big and too tight with holes. So I am actually buying a duffel bag, and I'm going to ship everything in a duffel bag. And I'll just give that to my shuttle driver, and he can give that to another hiker who's going home and needs to pack his gear. So, but this is also made out of dynamic composite fiber, DCF, Cuban fiber as it's been called. So it is totally waterproof. So this will be my bag liner as well. So I use it to ship my bag, and then when I get to where I'm at, I repack everything in this inside the bag. So it's protected in case I do fall in water or it rains real hard, something leaks, something cuts, rips, tears. Hopefully all my gear will stay inside dry, nice and dry. Okay, next I have my food bag. It's already loaded up. I have 5 days, probably a little more than 5 days, probably 5.5 days of food and snacks, and probably a little extra in there. It weighs just over 6 pounds right now. This is probably one of the most heaviest items I have. I really would like to cut down on it, but we travel with some off years. I do worry about running out of food, obviously, if it takes me a little longer, or you're walking slower than you figure starting out. I'm going to try and keep the mileage low, so I'm planning, a couple of days, plus the approach trail will be a day for me when I get there. So I probably don't need all this, but it just means I buy less when I need to resupply, and I'm hopefully going to use this all up and lighten this very, very quickly. It does go down quickly by a pound and a half a day, so that's one good thing. Obviously, you have to have a map or something where you're going. I love the phone idea of using a PDF, but I'm still old-fashioned. I like paper, and it doesn't fail. Don't have to worry about batteries and using up electricity. So I have my AT guide, the brand new 2024 one, and it's in the Ziploc bag that it came in to keep it hopefully not looking too tattered and everything. I'll try and keep it in here as much as possible. And I use that a lot because at night, when you're sitting in your tent, you want to see where you've been, you want to plan your next day. It's nice to be able to open up the book and look at it, and I don't want to use power on my phone to do that. So that's one of the reasons. Going to the next heaviest items, really, as the big three, as they're always called. You have your pack, your sleeping bag, and your tent. Those are your big three. So for my tent, I'm also bringing a Z-Packs duplex tent, same one I've been using for the last 2-3 years, something like that, maybe a little longer, with stakes, which are in here. I checked. Hopefully, I didn't forget them. Only do that once, hopefully, in your career as a hiker. So I'll be taking this again with me. Hopefully, it will make the whole trip. If not, I'll have to replace it at some point. But we're going to go with that. Brand new Enlightened equipment. It's 950 fill. It is down, so it compresses pretty small for its size, but not for compared to other things I've had. So it's pretty big, and it's also heavy. But this is a 0-degree bag. I realized when I was out there, a couple of nights in my other one, I have a 20-degree bag. I actually thought it was a 30-degree bag for some reason, but it's Enlightened equipment 20-degree bag. It's a little older, so it may have lost a little of its insulating capability. But on some nights, I did feel cold, even when I was in Scotland one night, but it was very wet and damp. But I decided, you know what, it's a good idea to get a warmer bag. So I ordered this over a year ago, never opened it, but it was purchased with this hike in mind, knowing that I was going to start early to do the AT. So it's a little heavier than I'd like it to be, and it's bulkier, but it's only probably for the winter months, and then I'll switch to a lighter bag. This is a Sea to Summit, I think, Thermolite bag liner. So it's supposed to, I think they advertise, I forget if it's 8 or 14 degrees warmth. I don't know if it adds quite that, but it definitely does add warmth. Unfortunately, it is heavy, and it's another item that you have to pack for. So I'll be taking this with me. Along with that, because it is winter and colder temperatures, I'm going to bring a heavier sleeping pad with a higher R value and loft. So this is my Xped Sinmat HL winter. It's a wide bag, so I can fit on it. My arms don't fall off the side. It is heavier, and it is bulkier than the Thermarest I usually use for the summer months or something like that. But this is made for colder weather, and it will give me more warmth and reflective heat back at me, so I'm bringing it with me. One item I'm on the fence I keep wrestling with is I bought these down booties. I've worn them a couple of times, but I do worry about being cold at night. Lately, I don't know, I've seen like a couple of times I've been out, my feet have been cold, so I bought these on clearance. I think they were like $40 on sale or something. They weigh virtually nothing, but I'm probably going to take them. I'll see. They'll be going home eventually also. Weight I don't need, or if I realize that I'm not using them, I will send them home. The other thing in the sleep system is I bring a pillow usually. I think it's important to be comfortable while you're sleeping, and obviously a pillow is part of that. I don't want to bring a bag. I thought about it. I could bring a bag and stuff clothes and stuff in there, but I'm really not taking a lot of clothes, and I don't want to end up doing that. So it's easier in the morning just to have a pillow to deflate rather than have to take my clothes out, pack stuff up, or maybe it's clothes I need to wear. I just don't want to deal with that. So I may change that when I'm on the trail. I don't know. Some other gear related to sleep, but not exactly sleep, or if it's really, really cold and I'm finding I'm having trouble keeping warm, I have a base layer that I wear hopefully at night. Like to get out of your hiking clothes and get into dry clothes. Helps keep you warm and warm you up through the night. So I'm bringing Patagonia, I brought this before, it's a Patagonia base layer long sleeve shirt. And I also bought a pair of, I think these are REI. Yeah, these are REI Co-op base layer pants. And if it's really, really cold, I can bring those. I am bringing a spare pair of socks, also in Gingy. Rounding out my stuff for keeping warm, and this is where I feel like sometimes I go overboard. You know, I'm carrying too much. I have a beanie, lightweight beanie. This is, I think, this is a buff beanie. I like to wear this usually if I'm hiking because you're warm, but it's not so heavy that it keeps too much heat in. And sometimes at night, if it's warmer, I'll put this on my head just to keep warm, or even pull it down over my eyes, although I usually would buff that. This is a little heavier if it's colder and windier. This is a Two Sabres buff. I'm sorry, a beanie. This is a Two Sabres beanie. I'll wear this if it's much colder or windier, and to keep my head warm, because there's not much keeping it warm up here anymore. If I get to open areas, or if it's raining and I want to keep rain off my face and my eyes, or it's a mountaintop maybe with a windy or a view, and I want to, I'll put on this hat with a brim, hopefully to protect my face a little bit from sun, wind, rain, things like that. I am going to bring the wind shirt, same one I bought to Scotland. This thing was great, really good in cold weather. If it's really, really cold, it doesn't keep you warm, but it does help out. And it's light as could be. I mean, if the next item, which is my puffy jacket, this I'll wear obviously to keep very warm. If it's really cold, I don't think I can hike in it. I'll probably get too hot too fast. But it is a Montbell jacket. I think forgot the weight on this. But anyway, it's a Montbell jacket, and it has a hood. It was very important for me to get a hood because usually that's where you're losing a lot of heat. You're cold. If it's really windy, you want to protect your head and keep that warm. So this is it. I decided for once to travel without the stuff sack and save a little bit of weight, a couple of grams, but I'll just stuff this in my bag. And like I said, if I really wanted to, this can double as a pillow. Or a lot of times at night, I will tuck this around my head to seal in any drafts that from the tent, because the tent is open. Additional stuff I have is I'm bringing items I think that I don't need too much gloves. These are rain mittens. I will need these to hike in rainy, cold weather. Your hands are one of the areas that, to me, so it's always my ears, you know, your nose and your hands and your feet get very, very cold, their extremities. So, but your hands are out there. I have hiking poles that I'll be using. They'll be moving, but a lot of times they get really, really cold. If it's raining or snowing or ice, you know, the temperature is really low with wind, they suffer. So these are good because they're Gore-Tex, so they keep the water off, they keep the wind out, so your hands get pretty warm in here pretty fast, so it's good. They worked out really well for me in Scotland when I was in the Highlands, and I was really getting cold, and once I finally decided to break out this stuff, it worked great. My hands warmed up, and I didn't have the pain or discomfort from holding onto the poles. I am bringing a liner glove. I'm waiting for it. It's a wool liner, so they're thin, and then I can wear it with it, and that'll keep my hands warm. And just normal, you know, when you wake up in the morning, sometimes it's just chilly. You want to start hiking, you have these gloves on. For heavier weather, I was planning on bringing these gloves. They're a little bit heavier, and I probably can wear the liners with them, but they're not waterproof. They will actually soak up water and get very, very wet very quickly, and then they really don't do anything. So if it's just cold, I'll wear these, but if it's raining, I put the mittens on. And it may be one pair too much. Like I said, I'm on the fence about some things. There's still some things I need to probably decide. I'll be bringing a buff. This is a heavier one. This is actually made by the Buff company. It's not a knockoff. And it's a little thicker, so it's good for a little colder weather. And I'll wear this around my neck usually. Sometimes I pull it up. I actually had a balaclava that I was going to wear. I decided not to bring it. It's kind of heavy, and in the end, I didn't like the quality of it. But I thought about that because it encloses your head. It's basically like a hood with a mask on it. But I decided to go lighter, and I'll just wear this. And at night, I also use this sometimes to cover my head or my eyes if it's light out or there's a full moon, so I can get some sleep. Speaking of sleep, one item I'm bringing that I never usually bring, but I decided to break down, after spending some time in hostels are earplugs. I have these 2 earplugs to go in my ear, hopefully keep the noise out, especially snoring hikers. If you're in a shelter, I like to go in my tent. I will probably go in my tent as much as possible. In the Smokies, you're forced to go into the shelters if there's room. So I think there'll be a lot of people out there. So hopefully maybe I won't have to do that. But just in case I do, I want to have these. And hostels as well. You're in a bunk room, you're kind of forced. So I might need them. Rain gear, I have it's a little heavy personally, but I like it. I haven't used it that much because I haven't been hiking around. This is a Black Diamond Storm rain jacket. It is heavier material. It does seem to work better. It doesn't wet out on me. And it also has the pit zip so I can dissipate some heat. So it's a little bit heavier than my other jacket. I also have rain pants that I'll be taking with me as well. Really heavy rain, especially cold weather. If it's during the summer or it's warm, I just get wet. I don't care. But you cannot afford on a mountain ridge with wind to get wet because you have to worry about hypothermia. So I'll be bringing rain pants as well. And I believe these, you can put them on without taking your pants off or your boots off. They have openings that you can pull them on and off, which is another reason why I like them. Which is a heavy item, is I'm taking crampons to put onto my boots or my trail runners, depending on what I have, so I can hike in icy conditions if need be. At least definitely through the first part of the trail, I have to worry about that. So these are Black Diamond. They're pretty expensive and they're pretty heavy. They're called Black Diamond Distance Spikes, but they're crampons basically. So they go on your boot, they stretch over them, or on your trail runners, the same size in boot and trail runners that I'm taking. So these will fit on them, and I'll get some traction if it's icy conditions. I will wear these. So, but they're pretty heavy. They're like almost a pound, just those alone. So pretty heavy item. Another thing that I'm taking that I started since going to Scotland is I'm going to bring a small little pouch, a fanny pouch. And in this, I usually put my MP3 player, which I will be bringing again because I like to listen to music podcasts and now audiobooks as well. I've added. So I'm listening to a different mix of stuff. So it does distract me sometimes while I'm hiking, and it does make the time go sometimes a little easier. So we're almost getting there. Looked like a lot of stuff, but it's going quickly, and the floor mat is getting pretty empty fast. For cooking, I am going to bring my Pocket Rocket 2. The only thing I'm missing in here is a gas canister, which my shuttle driver is going to bring for me. Unfortunately, I told him to bring me a larger can, an 8-ounce can. I think I would have gone with a smaller one now. But I have some meals that I'm bringing. I'm going to try to cook like pasta, rice, or ramen noodles and stuff like that, rather than just use dehydrated meals. Although I'm going to try and use the package from my first meal or two to use it as a bag to continue to use going forward from that. And along with that is a Hyperlight Mountain cozy to put those meals in to keep them warm. But I'm actually thinking of not bringing this. So it doesn't weigh much. It weighs about 40 something grams. You know, for water, I'm going to use my Katadyn Be Free filter. I like this. I tried the Soda Squeeze. I don't like it. I feel it's too much work, too much effort. It clogs easy, and I haven't had much success with it. A brand new headlamp I bought for this trip is the Nikkor NU43. I bought it because it has more battery life, larger beam throw, and lumens. So I brought this because I feel there's a possibility that I may end up doing some hiking early in the morning or at night when it's still dark out. At some point during the trail, I'm sure I will. So I wanted to have a light, even though it weighs more, it has more battery power. And this is a rechargeable, and luckily, this one is new enough that it's gotten with the standard, and it is a USB-C. In InReach, speaking of, which still uses a USB Mini B, or B Mini, I think it's called, right? Charger. So I will be carrying one anyway, and I have an adapter for a USB-C to B. And this thing is great. I'll be carrying it. I know they make the Mini now, but I have this. I'm not going to get rid of it just to save 4 ounces. Although I can't say I haven't thought about it. But it worked for me. I'll be carrying it with me. And I'll change my plan so I can contact my family Although I expect to have coverage a lot of the portions of the trail, there are times you don't. So that'll be good. See the summit. I think this is Alpha. Long spork. I think it weighs 11, 12 grams to eat with. That's my only utensil I'm having. I do have a knife though. Let me get that. My knife that I'm bringing, the same one I'm bringing, I decided to not bring a heavier knife, is a very small Swiss Army knife. But the one thing I do like about this is it has a scissor attachment. So if I want to cut a bandage or something, round edges, KT tape, things like that. Other than that, this is, you know, basically as small as it gets. I don't need it. Open up packages, you cut meat maybe. If I need to, I'm sure I can find another knife or get one from somewhere else. Potty kit, standard potty kit for me. I have a roll of toilet paper. I have a brand new, well, not brand new, it's been used before. It's a Deuce 3. The 2 didn't work in Scotland, it failed. It got all twisted out of shape. So went to the number 3, which is a little heavier and should work for me. It's by the Tent Lab. And I have a little thing of hand sanitizer in there. Very important, sanitary. That's where most hikers get norovirus or sick. You're touching, you're hiking, you're dirty, you go to the bathroom, and then you go eat your food or eat your food. Or later on, you touch your face, things like that. I don't want to get sick. Very important to stay healthy. I'm bringing a small pad and pen so I can take notes, where I start, where I stop, maybe notes for the videos, things like that. Really don't like carrying it. Trying to get in the habit of using it a little more to take notes, but it does come in handy sometimes. So that's it. I'm bringing a spare pair of glasses. Learned my lesson. I carry them always. It worked out very well for me. And the last day of the TSX challenge, I broke my glasses in my tent that night. I ended up crushing them, sitting on them. So I'm bringing a spare pair of glasses. And a lot of the next items were stuff I was kind of carrying with me on the plane. So they're in a bag. I'm going to bring, just like I did in Scotland, a small little backpack. Just a little drawstring bag. Weighs a little bit, you know, a couple ounces. But I find this convenient. I could use this as a pillow if I want. Stuff some stuff in it and make it a pillow. So it's a thought there. I could drop the pillow. But if you go shopping or something, you carry back some stuff. It's easy to just bring this with you, go to shopping, throw the bag in here and just carry it back to your hotel room or wherever you're staying, the hostel, and then go through it and figure out what you're going to do. I just find that also, because I'm traveling by plane, you cannot bring electronics. You can't check them. Anything with a battery, lithium battery, NiCad, all that, they're not supposed to go into a plane's hold because of the risk of fire. So, so you have to carry them with you. So this will allow me to carry my stuff to Georgia on the plane. If I really need to, I just get rid of it. It's a cheap freebie that I got, and I can get another one for no problem if I need to. A lighter. I believe you're allowed to take a lighter on the plane. One lighter. I'm hopefully going to do that. If not, I'll be buying it. So that's just to, you know, start my cooking stove. So I need this. If not, I will have to buy a lighter when I get to Atlanta. So water. I'm going to start out with a smart water bottle. I'll probably bring another one. I like carrying 2 liters. I don't think water will be a problem to begin with, especially in the cooler weather. But later on the trail, I definitely will need one. So I will buy another water bottle at some point up the trail. I don't know when that will be, but I'm going to start out with one, trying to keep light. You know, this is my first aid kit / personal stuff. I have some meds. I have EpiPens, which I carry, toothbrush, repair kit for my tent, and some tenacious tape. I have toothpaste, KT tape, Benadryl, in case I have a reaction, some soap to wash my hands, which I was thinking about taking out too. A couple of bandages, actually, first aid kit, right? Other than that, it's a little bit of everything. This is miscellaneous electronics, miscellaneous cables for all my electronic items, including a heavy-duty quick charger. This one I think is 67 watts. It's pretty heavy, but it enables me to quick charge some of my items. The phone I can charge now in, you know, less about an hour. If it's totally dead, I think an hour and like 20 minutes, as opposed to like three hours. And I have a couple of adapters for headphones and stuff like that, so I can use them with my phone, because it does not have a ear jack port like the old cell phones did. Another item I bought new for this trip is an MP3 player. Just got this 2 days ago, and I got a audio. I was trying to find one that works with audiobooks or Audible, and that is the problem because it's proprietary and nothing seemed to work. So I tried 3 different ones. This one seems to be working. I managed to get it to work, link up, because it has Bluetooth and it can connect to Wi-Fi, so you can download them directly. So I'll be bringing this with me, and this is a Nitecore 20,000 milliamp energy brick, they call it. It's extremely lightweight. If this is enough, I've debated bringing another one. I think I'm going to try to start out with one and see how it goes. If I notice I'm running out of power, then I will get another one to carry with me. Last couple items, I just have 2 more, is I'm bringing some Wandering Gear stickers. I'm probably going to bring some more. I have a mirror in here to check myself for ticks in places I can't see, and I don't have a friend to look for them. I'm debating about bringing it or not, but I may bring it. It's very lightweight, and I'll put some more stickers in there. I'll put them in logbooks or give them away to other people if they want them that I meet on the trail, and different, shelters and stuff like that. And then the last thing is my trekking poles. These are Cascade Mountain Tech carbon fiber. I think they weigh just under a pound. I've taken them apart for shipping, unscrewed them, and I have plastic rubber tips to protect them from poking through the bag. I'll reassemble these and take the tips off and put them in my bag to hike with. And these I also use to hold up my tent, so they serve dual purpose. That's it. That's all my gear. Hopefully this isn't too long. I'm going to try and shave it down a little bit. Shorter is better. I know a lot of people are complaining about the video, and I got to work on that myself. So anyway, according to Lighter Pack, when I put all the weights in, I weigh a total, I have right now, I guesstimated the weight of my gas that I'm carrying, the gas canister, because I don't have it. But other ones, I know what they weigh. They're generally a fixed weight. So I'm about 33.2 pounds total. About 8, almost 9 pounds of that is consumable stuff. So it's fuel, water, or food. And I'm wearing about 6.5 pounds of clothes. So it's showing my base weight of being just slightly underneath 18 pounds, which I'm really happy for. The 33 pounds is a little heavy, but I know I'll lighten up. That's why going with the 1 liter of water is better than the 2. The only thing that I'll probably get is I will get a Gatorade bottle for the first day, and I use that at night as a pee bottle. After that, once I drink the Gatorade, I put it back in there after it's been filtered through my body. And I use that at night so I don't have to get out, especially in the cold weather. The last thing you want to do is get out of your tent in cold weather. You're nice and toasty, and if it's really cold and windy outside, you don't want to go. So I use a bottle at night, and I've gotten used to that now, and it works really well. Highly recommend it. So that's it. That's my gear. That's what I'm taking. I got a week to go. I'll be starting in Springer. I'll be starting at the visitor center, the new visitor center. Have not been there yet, and I know the stairs are still closed. The bottom portion of the stairs, so I'll have to go around them. I think you have to take the west trail, the east of the west trail, and get up to midway on the stairs, then go up from there, or you can just go to the top of the falls and go from there. My plan is to get there, get my tag. I'll have to do, I don't know if I have to do the Lido Trace presentation or not in order to get my tag, and from there I'll start hiking. I will camp hopefully on the approach trail. If I can get up to one of the shelter areas the first night, I'll be really happy. I don't think I'll make it to Springer. I'm starting later in the day. I probably won't get to start until 1 or 2, maybe even later, so I won't have a lot of time. If I have to, I'll stop at the Springer shelter or closer to the visitor center. There's one, but if not, I know there's the shelter that's about 7 miles on the trail, and I will stop there. So that's it. That's my gear. Like I said, there's a couple of things I'm still on the fence about, and I might lighten up a little bit, but it won't be much. And there's always last minute items. You buy a pack of candy, a couple of Snickers bars or something, and you throw it in. So I'll be back up around that mark, but I'll probably stay pretty true to what I have presented here. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you'll join me on my journey. Hoping to stay out there and make it all the way to Katahdin. But, won't know until I get there. Till we meet again.